Usually so like normal. This is crazy, but all right. If this works, I'm gonna double check right now. Let's see. Or shoot, hold on. Yeah, sorry if you guys are replaying this interview and it looks like super awkward in the beginning. I just gotta make sure that this thing's going live. All right. Looks good. Looks like we are live on YouTube. But yeah, guys, anyways, I'm bringing you a very special interview today with a four. We'll call it 4/5 star, depending on what you believe. But before we kind of get this underway, is there anything you want to plug or anybody you want to shout out?
No.
Nothing at all. No Instagram. No, nothing. Actually, let me see if this works. Actually, hold on. Let me see. Oh, cool. Actually, wait. I can get all your plugs in here. Real quick. Just hold on 1 second. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I don't know if you could tell, but I got demoted on the StreamYard thing because I'm not trying to pay for an account. So we're going the free way. Yeah, here. You saw answer a few basic questions. How tall are you?
I'm about 6 feet tall.
All right. And then what position do you play?
I'm a shooting guard / point guard.
All right. And then what's the name of your high school?
Foster High School.
All right. Oh, so that's in Tennessee, right?
That's in Texas. I live in Texas.
Oh, Texas. Oh wait, but Kenny Chandler's not from. Oh, you used to live in Tennessee, then you moved to Texas?
Yeah, I moved to Texas this for my senior year.
Is that like did you move like for just normal reasons, or was that like a basketball move?
No, my mom got a new job here, so we moved the family down here.
Okay. Do you like Texas, or is it true? Like, is everything bigger in Texas? Like, I never been before.
Yes, everything like sports wise, high school sports wise, everything is bigger in Texas. Like they play the state championship for football at the AT&T Stadium, and then.
Oh yeah. Oh, so in Tennessee they don't play the state championship at like a college stadium.
They play it at Tennessee Tech Stadium, which is like I think they're Division I, but like it's crazy that they're playing like an NFL stadium.
Yeah, well, that's high school. Like high school football. Like, do you know how far are you from Allen High School? Have you heard of that school before?
I have. I think I'm like maybe like an hour or two away. I have heard of them.
Yeah, have you like seen like their stuff before or no?
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, that stuff is crazy, and that's like but the school, it's the school and their basketball gym too. Like,
yeah.
Well, I don't know, like they have some crazy good funding over there. Like their thing is crazy, huh? Wait, is it? Is it the University of Tennessee or Tennessee University? I'm assuming University of Tennessee, right?
Yeah, University of Tennessee.
All right. Okay. Wait just a second. Yeah, you'll see what I'm doing. This is what I usually do in the beginning. I wasn't sure if it was gonna work or not, but I guess it is, so that's good. Here, what's your Instagram?
Kaiya Wynn.
Okay. Oh yeah, all right. Have you never had like a tongue twister with your name before? It's never been tricky for you to say?
Yeah, all the time. But like I just like don't say it. I'll just be like, hey, or something like that. So like
Well, yeah, but like so when you're like first day of school in class and you have to say your name, like does it ever take you like a few tries for you to get it smooth?
Especially if we have a sub and they're reading the list and they're like for some reason just don't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah, I mean that happens like even with my name too. My name's Isaac. I get that thing mispronounced.
Yeah.
I at least where I'm from, I was making sure. Okay. All right. Yeah. So now you got your little Instagram plugged in, and
that's cool.
All that stuff. Luckily that's still there. At least we still got that. But anyways, yeah. I guess we get right into this interview. You talked about or you told me how you moved from Tennessee to Texas. Can you talk about the basketball transition, if there even is any? Like, is basketball at all different over there, and how have you adjusted to that?
Yeah, basketball is a little bit different here. There's gonna be, especially like playoffs. We're in playoffs right now, so it's a longer road to get to playoffs here. And I came from a private school in Nashville, so it's like a small way to get to state championship. But just basketball, like we weren't allowed to play in tournaments this year, but I know there's a bunch of big Texas tournaments that take place, and like I was sad I had to miss out on that experience. But basketball wise, it's just really everything is bigger in Texas. So it was fun in both states. But yeah.
Yeah. So you went from like small private school to like a big or normal public school basketball in Texas?
Yeah. My school in Nashville is 2A and Foster's 5A, so it's been a big jump.
Okay, wait. I just want to wait. Are you able to hear me from here or no?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm trying to sit. I mean, maybe farther away and myself look more normal. Because are you like far from your computer or no?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm in a rolling chair though, so I've been
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Mine spins. Mine doesn't roll.
yeah.
But yeah, but I guess would you say like is there a really big difference between just private school basketball and public school basketball, or like is there not, or does it kind of just depend on the schools?
Probably I would say depends on the schools because there's some really like legit private schools out there, but I think there is a big difference in the public schools than the private schools. But I think for the most part in Tennessee, the private school kind of reigns supreme, and here like I feel like the public schools are like better.
So you are going to a public university, even though like for college, like there's these private or so-called private like universities that are huge as well because it's college, so you don't really tell the difference. But would you say like is public school basketball? Would you say you like that more, or for you does it depend? Like if you're in a state where private school basketball is the move, then that's what you're gonna like more. Like does it matter for you too, whichever the move in that state?
Private or public didn't like matter basketball wise. I think like school wise it was crazy. Like I went from like having like 400 kids around me to like 1,400 kids. But basketball wise, I think it's pretty much been the same from Tennessee and Texas. But depending on your state, it's probably a big difference. Like I know in Tennessee, there's a big difference.
Yeah, is that something, or are you going to school in person or online? I guess I should ask first.
I've done both this year. So right now I'm virtual, but I did go in person from like October to like last week.
Oh, so you went and then you were like, oh, I don't, it's not worth coming in person.
Yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of kids there, and we just felt safer at home, and then it's just like has more benefits to be virtual. So
Yeah, I agree. I'm like, what are the benefits? Or what are the benefits? Like, at least this is my virtual school. It's like normal school, but online. Like, just join class, teachers teach. If people are in person, then you have to bring your computer to school to look at what the teacher's doing online. Like, I don't know how does your online school work?
we have to get on Zoom twice a week for science and like my intro to culinary class, and then my English we Zoom every day, and then like all the assignments and stuff afterwards. After that, it's just asynchronous. Like, but we do have to meet twice a week for some classes and every day for others.
Oh, but then if you chose to go to normal school, then it's like you're going to normal school. So it's almost like two different types of
Yeah,
schools on the same time.
yeah. Because normal school, I think we were there from 8:15 to 2:40, I think, or something like that. So, uh, it's just normal. Just so everybody has mask on, I guess.
Yeah. So if you went to normal school, like you literally be doing stereotypical school, but then if you go online, you're almost having a completely different school year in terms of like time. Like if you went to normal school, would you see your teachers every single day?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
how.
So, yeah. That's pretty huge. That's a pretty big difference. But I guess with going to school in person, like I just want to know, was it weird going back to school? Like I personally like I like staying home. I think it's nice, 10 minutes in between class. My bed's right next to me. If you see a little bit of it, it's very nice. It's very convenient. Was there anything good about going back to school, or do you not really care for it? Because for me, like I feel like there's no point in coming back. It's nice like this.
I mean, I got to like eat with the basketball team every day when I was in person, and we got to have the basketball period when I was in person. But other than that, I really like didn't enjoy going to in person school. But just being around my friends, I guess, was the benefit of being in person.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna ask a Texas question, a very Texas question. Because I'm sure have you had Whataburger before or no?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, that stuff is crazy good. I had it. There's actually one in Florida, and I saw it. I was like barely hungry, but I saw it, and I was with my dad, and I'm like, Dad, like stop, like we have to go to this place. And then that's because it was like around lunchtime, but I wasn't really in the mood for lunch yet. But I saw it, and I'm like, I might never see one again. Like I still have no plans of going to Texas ever in my whole life. But yeah, I had it. I think that might be like that's definitely either No, I think it's like my second favorite burger actually. I don't know where would you rank that among the burgers you've had?
Um, I kind of like when I first got here. I like the bacon like cheeseburger, but then everybody was telling me to get the patty melt. Like everybody in Texas who I talked to was like, get the patty melt, because in Texas you either like it or like you don't like it. There's like no in between. So everyone's like, get the patty melt. So I tried the patty melt and it was good. So I would rank that like number two because I like Freddy's. Like Freddy's is here.
Oh my god, that was crazy. Yo, I had that too. This is all in the same trip because I went to Holiday Hoops Giving in Atlanta, and first we drove to Tallahassee so I could see FSU because yeah, I'm a junior right now, so next year I'll be applying to colleges and want to see like my mom wants me to look at the school, so that's why. So anything I go to, like we have to see a school. So we saw that, and then we were leaving there and I got Whataburger. And the next day after Hoops Giving, after the first day, we got Freddy's. I got a hot dog actually. That was probably the best. Like that was it was like 11 at night, and I ate that. Probably one of the best things I ever ate my whole life. Like I couldn't believe it. My mom was pissed too. She said like it was way too. She was like yelling at my dad for letting me eat that like late at night, but that was crazy good, and it was
I
super.
love Freddy's. Freddy's is so good. So yeah, and they like make it like as soon as you order it. Like I thought they were lying about that, but
Yeah,
they
yeah,
really.
facts,
That's why it
facts.
takes so long. But yeah, Freddy's is number one, and I guess Whataburger number two.
Yeah. I mean, I never got a burger from there. I just got a hot dog, but that thing was crazy good. But let's talk about the recruitment process now a little bit. Before you pick Tennessee, what other sorts of schools were you looking at that you were going to potentially go to?
I was looking at going to like Louisville, Miami. I had just like heard from Vanderbilt, so like Vanderbilt because that's where home was. Um, and then there was a couple more. NC State. I was thinking about going to NC State, Mississippi State, Alabama. So those were all just schools I was looking into towards the end of my recruiting process. So it was like crazy.
Yeah. Did your recruitment process like it's different for it's like recruitment process like snowflake. Some guys get tons of offers one day and then it's quiet the rest of their thing. Other people like Amani Bates ended up with only one offer because people thought he wasn't even going to go to college or anything. Like it's just so different for everybody. Like was your recruit process was it maybe even the same throughout? Were you always picking up offers or was it like one period for majority of it, it was quiet, and then towards the end, all of a sudden you're getting all these offers, and like I gotta make a decision soon. Like how's your recruitment process go?
Mine started when I would say like eighth grade. I started hearing from like local schools like Belmont, and like ETSU and that kind of thing. And then when I was going into my sophomore year, I played 17 UIBL when I was a freshman. So I kind of got a lot of looks from then. So going into my sophomore year, I picked up my first offers from like Kentucky, Boston College, Cincinnati, I think Eastern Kentucky maybe, or maybe it was Northern Kentucky. And then it just kind of picked up from there. I started hearing from a lot of schools, and then it was important for us to build a relationship with schools. So some schools didn't offer like right away, and it was important to them too to like build a relationship with me before they offered. And then some did offer right away, and that was cool too. But it was pretty much just try to like make as many good relationships with college coaches as I could, and then kind of filled out which ones I really liked and which ones I kind of wasn't interested in, and then it was just about making that decision. I made mine when I was in quarantine. Really, that whole quarantine period, the whole country was shut down. So yeah, it was just like an interesting process, and it started when I was a sophomore, going into my sophomore year, and it ended right before like senior year. So yeah.
Yeah. So wait, was it your summer going into sophomore year that you played 17 UERBL, or was it going into your freshman year that you did?
Going into the EYBL season starts like in
Oh
April.
yeah. Facts. Like it starts. So yeah, it does start like like in March or
Yeah.
April. So
So April of my freshman year, I started playing with
that's
Kentucky.
crazy.
It was crazy. I enjoyed it though. It was really fun.
Yeah, when you say it was crazy, because what I'm thinking of crazy is like how were you able to play against these, basically college players as a freshman? Like, what? I guess before you answer that question, because I'm going to ask it to you. Like, why was it crazy for you?
It was just crazy. I got to play against the best players, like the people you watch on YouTube or the people you see on Instagram. So being able to match up with them, like every night, and all these tournaments was extremely fun. My future teammate Jordan Horston, I played her when I was in Boo Williams of my freshman year, and our coach before the game was like, she's a number 2 player in the class. Like, she can shoot. She's a point guard. She's all this. And so I was guarding her, and she had missed like her first 2 shots, and I was like, okay, like maybe she's, maybe they was overhyping her. And then she went on to drop 30 on us, and I was like, oh my gosh. Like, and it was tough to guard. I mean, I was a 14-year-old. She may have been like 16, 17. She was coming down, we're using a 2-3, just pulling it, making good passes, blocking shots. So it was just, and it was so nice to be able to play against, who's going to be the future of women's basketball.
Yeah. Was it at all difficult for you though? Like you said, she dropped 30 on you guys. Like that also seemed kind of hard to stop, especially her being the number 2 player in the class that you mentioned. Like was it a challenge for you in the beginning, trying to get adjusted to playing against these bigger girls and people that are just a lot more older than you and a lot more experienced playing at that level?
Yeah, it was super difficult, especially because, my role on that team wasn't the same role that I have now. I wasn't on there to score the ball or, to make the best pass out. So I kind of had to learn that as my game evolved, but it was definitely helpful to be able to watch to see how, how they moved, how they like read the defense, how they, were able to attack us. And I was really able to focus on like defense that freshman year to kind of, be the one thing that was able to keep me on the court was how well I was able to like defend. But yeah, it was definitely difficult.
And one of the benefits was that just getting that experience at a young age made you a lot tougher now, made you just probably even more dominant now than you ever expected. But when you come to college now, I'm just going to guess like it's kind of going to be like at the bottom of the totem pole again. Freshman. Maybe you'll start. Maybe you'll play a little bit, but still, like you're the freshman. Like it's almost going to be very similar to that. Would you say like you haven't gone to college yet, but would you say that experience has now helped you a lot more in college since when you head off to college now you're almost used to starting at the bottom, I guess you could say?
Yeah, that experience definitely has helped me. There's certain things that, you must do to be on the floor, to stay on the floor. So as long as you're prepared to do those things, you should be in good shape. So being in that position of being on the bottom of the totem pole, like you said, has given me the knowledge to, try to go out there and figure out what to do so I can, be on the floor.
And not playing EYBL for the summer of 2020 is probably tough. Was that something hard for you, and how were you able to deal with that since that this year probably would have been crazy for you because you've been playing at that top level of EYBL for a very long time?
Yeah, it was definitely like super boring. I don't want to say boring, but like just having to work out every day and not knowing when you're gonna be like in your next game or training every day. But it was super like I needed it though. It was like a reflective period. Go back and watch, old games, figure out what I need to work on, get stronger, get faster, fine tune like certain things like my shot, better movement on defense, that type of thing, more mobility. So it was definitely a period that I needed, but it was still like super sad because EYBL this year would have been super fun.
Yeah. And you said you committed to Tennessee like during that quarantine period where just basically everything was shut down. Obviously you're still committed there now, so I'm sure it wasn't a dumb decision, but was that at all like you were just kind of you just needed something to happen in your life, so you said like might as well do it now? Is that kind of how you picked the time frame for that to happen?
No, it was it was a deliberation, if that's the word, period. So we had the beginning of quarantine, we had a bunch of home visits, like virtual home visits, meetings with like different college coaches, just talking to them about what they were doing at the time and like things that they were getting better at. And then I kind of narrowed my list down as it went on. And then um, I think, I don't know, I think it was like April. I know it was April. When I just came down one day and I was like, that's where I want to go to school. Like, I want to go to Tennessee. And my parents were like, are you sure? Like, all this stuff. And then I told the UT coaches, and then I committed the day after that. So it definitely wasn't like, oh, let me just get this out the way type thing. It was like, I thought about it for like months. And then I just knew that that's where I wanted to go.
Definitely. And looking at your Instagram, because I wanted to see, like you said, you were cutting down your list, but did you ever make like an official cut list announcement kind of thing, or were you just kind of cutting it down just by yourself, or obviously letting some people know, like the coaches, but you weren't letting everyone know like this is the only school I'm looking at now? Like, did you announce that? Maybe just deleted the post, or did you actually like just kind of keep it quiet when you were cutting down that list?
I kept it quiet when I committed. I told the coaches like, don't say anything yet, please, because I still wanted to reach out. I think I reached out to like 8 or 9 schools, and told the schools that I was seriously considering, and told them, that I wasn't gonna go there, and I decided to go to Tennessee. So, I kept it quiet. My parents kept it quiet. So, like you said, we were just silently kind of cutting the list down as it went.
Yeah, I don't know like what your previous relationship like's been like, but like when you're texting a coach like, "Hey, I'm not going to come to your school," is that at all equivalent to like breaking up with someone? Is it kind of like a little awkward text kind of thing?
Yeah, I called them. If they didn't answer, then I texted them, but I called them and I was like, "Hey, like, I appreciate you. I'm so appreciative for the relationship we've built, but I've decided that, such and such is not the right fit for me." And most of them were like, actually, all of them were like, "Well, I'm so excited for you. I'm glad that we got to, build a relationship. I'm sorry that you're not. I'm kind of sad that you're not coming to our school, but I wish the best for you, and we're happy for you." So. And then some after I committed, some coaches that had recruited me in the past that texted me and were like, "Congratulations!" So that was super sweet. Um, but it was, you could tell like they were kind of like, but
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Are there any coaches that from the schools that you didn't commit to that you're still kind of keeping in a relationship with that might even help you somewhere in the future? Like any of the people that from any of those schools that you never ended up committing to?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I think that NCAA said that we're not allowed to talk to coaches from other schools if we're committed or something like that. I don't know if that's a rule or not. So a couple of the coaches that texted me like right after I committed, it was like super sweet of them, and I think I actually heard from a coach that went to UT, so they were chill about it. But I have not heard from any coaches since then except the Tennessee coaches.
Okay, and again, looking at your Instagram, it seems like you're wait, is it a dual sport athlete like DUAL? Is that how
Yeah,
that's
I
what it's
think
called,
so.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, that's what I knew it was called and thought it was called, but I was thinking like, I think D isn't DUAL. Doesn't that mean like when you fight someone with a sword, like a duel?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I'm like, there's no way that's what it's called, but I guess it's what it is. But yeah, so what do you do, like track or cross country or I
Yeah.
don't know, can't really tell the difference.
Yeah, I run track. I'm not a cross country runner.
Yeah, like I know the difference, but when you're seeing a picture, I guess I can't tell the difference
Yeah.
between track and cross country. But when did you start running track?
I started running track in 7th grade, and then I actually got some track recruitment like my junior year, so that was kind of cool. But I don't really love track like that, so stuck with basketball.
Yeah, when you do at least like or no, I think tracks is that's a spring sport, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So are you planning on doing that this year or no?
I don't know. Track is excellent cross training for basketball, but I know that at the end of this season, I'm gonna be getting like my strength packet and stuff, and having to get prepared for Tennessee. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna do track just because I have to get ready for college. But if it's not too strenuous, I might just train with the track team to stay in shape.
Yeah. Wait, you said you're getting your strength what? I
Yeah.
don't know.
So like I think Tennessee's gonna send like all the future recruits like they're like a little strength and conditioning packet, that stuff they want us
Okay.
before we get.
That's what I thought you said, but I was like, I never heard that before, so I just wanted to make sure. Yeah, yeah. Can you talk about that a little bit more, like what that is?
Yeah, so I heard we had a Zoom like a couple weeks ago with the 3 other commits and the coaches, and I think they told us. Well, some of them had asked about going early, and Coach Harper was like, it's kind of like an awkward period to go early, so probably not. But I think they did tell us that they were going to be sending us like a little packet that they send the recruits of things that we need to do before we get there, like strength wise, so that we're like not like blindsided on the first day.
Yeah. So is that like, are you expecting for that to be something that you'll probably have to work on for a little bit of time, like, or do you think it's more, or do you think it won't be too hard to get yourself ready for Tennessee practices?
I think it'll be like a jump, kind of not like a super jump, but just because that's like Division I SEC basketball, so it's going to be extremely different from high school. But I think we'll all be prepared when the time comes. I hope we're all prepared.
Yeah, but I guess anyways, going back to the dual sport athlete thing. When did you figure out that basketball was the better sport for you?
Probably fifth grade. I think I started taking basketball serious in fifth grade. My parents made me run track in seventh grade because they thought I was like mentally weak. So track is like an individual sport. It builds, like your confidence and stuff. So fifth grade, I started like loving basketball. I started training for real, taking it seriously. And then when I ran track, people thought I was good, so my parents wouldn't, like don't like waste potential is basically what they were
Yeah,
saying.
yeah. Like if you're good at something, I mean, you could say that you might not like it, but I think everyone likes being good at something.
Yeah.
Like that's what I would assume. So
So yeah, that made me keep doing that, and then I just kept training for basketball, making sure I was staying on top of both, just cause like, why not?
yeah, you talk about how your parents wanted you to run track because you were mentally weak, but I'm wondering like, did you change your mentality when you were running track? Maybe in the beginning you were doing it because your parents wanted you to, and you wanted to build yourself mentally, but now it's maybe more like, I don't know, last year, the year before, I'm running track because it's good for basketball and good for my stamina. Do you maybe change that mentality from where almost like a track mentality to now applying track to basketball?
Yeah, I mean, ever since I was little, I mean, I hated to lose. So as a competitor, I'm not gonna like just go out there and be like, well, okay, everybody go past me. But I realized that there are people out there who took it seriously. So maybe, those are the only people I would kind of be okay with beating me. But I mean, I didn't like to lose. I didn't want to lose. So I gave it my all. And that did help my basketball mentality to kind of be like, okay, you gotta go out there and you gotta take it. Anything you want, you gotta take it. So it did. I mean, I applaud them. Their little plan worked for me to run track. But yeah, it definitely helped my mindset.
Yeah, but like, did you ever consider track as more? This is almost as extra training for basketball. Did you ever
Yeah,
consider it that way?
yeah. All the time, like when something in track makes me mad, I'm like, I'm just out here to get better at basketball. To be honest, I mean that's terrible, but
Yeah, well, I mean, not really. That's basically like what it is. Like people, like you see the basketball players like in the pool doing, laps. Like they're not trying to be the best swimmer. They're trying to help themselves with basketball. Like it's nothing. It's not like offensive to the sport. Like you're still giving your all. Like you're trying to be good at it. You could apply to other things. So. Yeah, and you said how you just hate losing. I'm sure these stories aren't funny for you. It might be funny for me. Do you have any like, I guess, sore loser kind of stories you could share?
um, let's see, like non-sports related or like sports related.
Um, well, I was going to like I guess like if just the funniest one, just the funniest one.
Funniest ones. Okay, freshman year, I took a seminar class, and it's like a class we just sitting talking about like real current issues and
Yeah,
stuff. So she split us in teams and we had to do a debate. And like my team worked hard, like we prepared, we did all this, and we lost the debate by 2 points. And I was so mad. Like I was like, why did we lose by 2 points? Like there's no way we lost by 2 points. Like everybody was like chill. But like me and my classmates were like, no way we just lost by 2 points. Like that's absurd. Like, and yeah, that was funny. But that was a long time ago. But yeah, I just hate losing. Like, so losing.
yeah, it's definitely at least like I pretty much losing. Like if I lose something, like I really don't like probably something I feel like is iconic to me. Just to other person, I was on video like last year. So I'm like not the best at basketball. I'm more better at this stuff obviously than playing basketball. But I was my school's team manager, or I still am. But I did it for JV my freshman and sophomore year because I was still trying to get on the team. And being the manager like gets you to play a little bit. Like I got to practice and I got to show up a couple games. So for the final game of the year, so my final time, because I'm a junior now, so last year being a sophomore, my final time playing JV, our final game, we were getting blown out in the first half. Then we come out in the second half. We actually lost by 2, and I didn't get in because it became a close game. And that was my final time. Basically, that was the last time I put on a jersey, basically. And I walk off, and I see my dad. And actually, my grandpa was actually in town from out of town, not for my game, but he just was. And I look at them after I was losing, and I'm like, and then I kept walking, and that's what I did. That's like iconic to me. Like I'm just so I'm so used to it. But my little brother though, he is so competitive. Like when he was like 5 years old, I beat him in something, and then he started crying. And then I let him win, and then he'll get mad I let him win. Like
Yeah.
it, it was a vicious cycle.
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably take basketball a little more seriously in terms of like competitiveness, but like a lot of like games and stuff that we play, I mean, I'll just be like chill about it. As I got older, like that's how I became like chill about it if it's not about basketball. But there's some things like Monopoly and stuff, like I do not want to lose.
Yeah. How do you handle? Because I'm sure you're not undefeated. Like I'm sure you've lost some really close games. How do you handle losing?
So this year we played Cy Creek, which is like one of like top 10 teams in the country, I think, and we lost by 12 both times. And so, for one, we knew that it was like an accomplishment to be able to come in that close with a top rated team like that. So we weren't okay with losing, but we knew that we have a shot, we have a chance, we should be able to come and compete with the best teams in the country. So you kind of just go back and you look at film, you look at the things you did wrong, you look at the things you did right, and then you kind of take the mindset that kind of losing is unacceptable, kind of to say the least. So, you build on that, you work on what you did bad, and you try to improve on what you did good, and then you just go from there. You don't take a game for granted, and then you just try to become a better version of yourself, team, wherever you lost.
Yeah, it's like the saying, or it is a saying. You don't lose. You can only win or learn. That's basically the saying. Just a couple more questions before we end this thing. I don't know where you're ranked in terms of all the women's basketball players, but I think you're a 4 star, but you put in your bio you're a 5 star. Could you maybe talk about that a little bit? Why you did that?
Yeah, so back in April, I think like a couple of days before I committed to Tennessee, they had changed the ESPN ranking so that rank I was like 40 something 4 star, and I moved to a 5 star, and I was like number 23, and I've yet to change my bio. I'll put that in my bio after that. But then like I did not play AAU this summer because of
Oh,
COVID, so they dropped me to like to a 4 star again. So I just haven't changed it yet. I low key you just reminded me to change it. Um,
yeah, because again, like I mean, like a 5 star is like a big deal. Like I obviously for me, like if I get anyone from, I guess a 4 to 5 star for me is like crazy good interview person, but like 5 stars is on that other level. Like it's very difficult getting 5 stars nowadays. But so your rankings went from 4 star to 5 star and then back to
yeah,
1 star again.
I think they'll change it again, like right before we go to college, or like maybe in March. So we'll see after that. But yeah, I just haven't changed it. I forgot.
Yeah. Do you take the rankings seriously though? Like, were you like do you kind of look at them a lot, or do you not really care that much like most people?
No, I don't really look at them that much. I just kind of like like just show up and play. But they have some really good guards, really good people in my class ranked. So they are kind of interesting to look at, but I don't really pay much attention to them.
Yeah, but like I guess I'm saying more for yourself personally. Like, do you really take a ranking to heart, or not really?
Not really, because a lot of times, the only thing you can do is, show up and play, show up and, not leave any doubt. So I don't really take them personally. And there's look at like somebody like Steph Curry, something like that. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, I don't really take them personally.
Yeah, definitely. And you are committed to Tennessee. I still haven't asked you this yet, but just why Tennessee?
Yeah, definitely. The biggest reason probably was the legacy Pat Summitt left. Women's basketball means a lot to the people in Tennessee, a lot to the fans. So definitely that. I love the coaching staff. They've proved that they can get players to the next level. They develop their players and they know how to win. I mean, Coach Harper won 3 national championships when she was in college. So I love the facilities and the placement. I was born and raised in Tennessee, so that's home. And I know that the people who are coming with me, like who committed with me, were special. So that's just, I love Tennessee.
And being committed to Tennessee, where that is obviously where you're from. You said that's home. How great is that for you? And was that something you always wanted to do? Was kind of be a hometown hero kind of thing, and play in front of a lot of people that probably know you already.
That kind of became my goal as I got older. When I first started playing, that wasn't the goal. I just wanted to be able to go anywhere. But as the process came along, I kind of thought it would be cool to stay in Tennessee. Even though my immediate family lives in Texas now, like my nana still lives in Tennessee. My dad's side of the family is close to me in Alabama, so it was definitely a win-win to be able to stay home and then be near family and play in front of them.
And a Tennessee trivia question that I don't know the answer of, but they're called the Volunteers. Like what? What I know their mascot's like a dog, but like
Yeah.
what the Volunteer? Like I really don't know.
Tennessee is called the volunteer state, so that's why. Like on my driver's license, my Tennessee one, it says the volunteer state at the top. So I think it's just because Tennessee's named the volunteer state, so they're the Vols.
Okay. Do you know why it's named the Volunteer State or no?
I have no idea. Maybe I don't know. I have no idea. I never learned that.
Yeah, and something else about Tennessee actually. So this is how I know because I know the girls team. It's not called just the Tennessee Volunteers. Like you guys are like the Lady Vols, right? Isn't that and that's like the literal logo too? Because I remember
Yeah,
I was on ESPN like elementary school. No, sorry, middle school, looking at the like all the scores, whatever, and I see like the women's college basketball, and I see this thing. I'm like, this looks like Tennessee. They're playing the SEC, but like this isn't their logo. And I'm like, that's crazy. They have a completely separate logo for women's basketball. So is that like, do you maybe know like why that's kind of the case for them? Like, was it because of the legacy that she left over for you guys, or how come it's like it's almost like a completely separate, I guess completely separate legacy pretty much for women's basketball. You guys got a whole different logo and everything.
I have no idea why they did that, but I think the girls' logo is so pretty, like the baby blue and the and
Yeah,
the
yeah,
the little cursive writing. That's on my like the keys to my car. I got the little Lady Vols lanyard. So, and I don't think the boys has any blue in it. So I have no idea why it's separate, but I think it's cool.
yeah. Do you guys have blue jerseys or not?
I don't think we have blue jersey. I think we have like the orange. I think we have like I know there's blue in them, the special edition one, but I know there's like orange and stuff in them too.
Yeah. And you talk about those other recruits coming in for the 2021 class. How are you able to build a relationship with them, and what's it like coming into college, being I'm assuming pretty close with your other future teammates?
Yeah. So my our point guard that we have coming in, I played AU with her. So I played AU with her for 2 years. So me and her were already super close. And then Caroline and Sarah also were also AU teammates together. So they already had a close relationship. And then we just like group FaceTime, like iMessage, group chat, Snapchat, all that, so that we could get to know each other. And we keep up with each other's high school seasons and like hype each other up on social media and stuff. So kind of just building relationships with them and really getting to know them before we're together in Knoxville.
Yeah, and with your AAU teammate, that's going to be at Tennessee as well. Did you guys at all plan that together? Was that just coincidence? Like, how'd you end up going to Tennessee with someone that you pretty much know from the past?
So I committed first, and then I had seen that she had received an offer from them, and I was like, "Yo, BK, like we got
Uh,
to get together." So yeah, it was a lot of me like telling her like, "Come on, BK, like we can be like special, that type of thing," and it was actually really fun. And then I think she was just like, "Okay, I'm on board." So yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of players do that whole recruiting thing, trying to get guys to go to their school. Is that hard? Was that hard for you to do, trying to get her to come to the school you were at? Like, what was it easy? How like is that something hard? Because a lot of players do that. Is that a hard thing for them to do to pull off or no?
Yeah, it kind of is a challenge because they have a lot of other options they could choose from, and so you're trying to like sell Tennessee to them. So yeah, that was kind of hard, but I think she knew at the end of the day like we were gonna be something special. I'm not sure how it was for Caroline and Sarah, but I know after I committed, I think Caroline committed, or I don't know. I can't remember Caroline or I committed first, but then I was like DMing Sarah. I was like, "Come on, Sarah! Like Caroline's coming. I'm here. Like we could be like something big." And then I think they were kind of all talking to BK. So um, yeah, that was fun.
Now that's definitely awesome. And do you have any goals for college or for your career and anything like that?
To win a national championship, of course. Um, But like first year goes, I just want to come in there and compete for the ability to play. I want to be on the floor, obviously. So those are just like some short term goals. But yeah, we all four talked about we all want to win a national championship. So um, that's the biggest goal.
Yeah, in terms of your major, do you have any idea what that's going to be, or are you not sure about that either?
I know it wants to be something sports, kind of like the route Candace Parker took, that type of thing. Maybe sports management, sports analytics, that type of thing. Um, but
Oh,
something
oh, oh, like, do you want to be like on TV, like a sports broadcaster or whatever?
I don't know if I want to be on TV yet. That seems kind of like challenging. Maybe like behind the scenes, but
Yeah,
I'm getting into it.
like you'd rather be like filming people than actually in front of the camera.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't.
I don't get like it's so much easier like doing like this really takes like this takes some preparation, but this basically is like very easy for me. Like, I can't imagine someone, it's just so much work. Like it's so much easier to like go in front of the camera, right? Like
Yeah,
I guess I don't know what those people think, but for me, I just find it so much easier just to step in front of a camera.
that's how some people are though. Like commentators and stuff. I bet like it's just so effortless. Like
Yeah,
me.
yeah. Well, I mean, it is because you're just talking, especially for like the basketball players. Like you're just talking basketball. That's
Yeah,
basically all it is. Yeah, but anyways, um, I guess I'm gonna try to do this without any tongue twisters. Let's see how this goes. So yeah, so make sure you guys give us a follow on Instagram at Kaiya Wynn. No periods, no underscores, no nothing. I'm at Hoops FL, and so 2021 Tennessee Volunteers commit Kaiya Wynn. I'm Isaac Fleischer, and this has been another iHoops FL interview. Peace out, guys.